Like if I wanted a dime when I was 5 years old and it would make me happy, if I still had a dime, then I should still be happy. But it doesn't work that way, does it? So we think that getting what I want makes me happy. But it's not what makes us happy. When we get what we want, we experience this blissful moment. When we got what we want, we don't want anything else. And the joy that we experience, the release that we experience, the happiness, is not because we got what we wanted, but because we're no longer wanting. We for a moment experience the great happiness of not wanting anything.
I used to be very ambitious. I used to want to achieve big goals. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to have amazing relationships with people. And, I was really seeking from the external world success and money and feeling the validation of being somebody in the world, of being someone that can manifest, someone that makes a lot of money because it proves to the world that I'm smart or I'm intelligent, and I'm someone that came from the ghetto. And so coming from the ghetto into having a lot of money in a legit way is a big deal. And I didn't do it through sports and, being a basketball player or doing hip hop or anything like this, right? And that's the narrative and story that, is in the, Black community. And, watching shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and things like this and seeing that, you can become a lawyer, right? And, you can be successful in other ways than just playing sports, opens your mind. And the movie The Secret opened my mind. The movie The Secret, Law of Attraction, opened my mind to understand that actually there's more to our reality than going to school, studying, and retaining a bunch of information and then regurgitating it on a test. And for me, I started to realize it's not that I'm not smart or that I'm dumb or that I'm not intelligent or anything like this. I started to realize it's just that the system is not designed the way that fits me, right? And I need to operate in another way. And lucky enough for me, there was the internet and there was other ways to make income and make money. And so I started to pursue that over 17 years ago now. And it took me 4 years to go full time in my business. And I've been living full time from home, working from my computer, traveling the world ever since. And so I've achieved a lot of external success. I've made a lot of money. I've helped a lot of people and contributed to the world in a big way. And it's something that I was always chasing. Looking back on all this stuff, and not to minimize my successes and my accomplishments, it was all coming from this idea that I need to feel something. I need to gravitate or take action towards something that's going to make me feel fulfilled, make me feel joy, make me feel success. And I did it. And I got to the success. I got to the lifestyle, the money, and I felt unfulfilled on the inside. I would achieve my goals. I would feel good for a while, right? And you feel this feeling of like, wow, like I made it. And then it's like, okay, that feeling starts to go away. And then you're constantly on the hamster wheel, locked into the matrix, trying to consistently feel that feeling, trying to get that dopamine, trying to get the feeling of success, or trying to become someone more consistently, right? And so we end up consistently chasing more goals and achieving more. And you could say that maybe, Gavin, isn't that what life is all about? Isn't it about achieving more and creating a better world and, making progress in the world and progress in humanity? In my honest opinion, through my belief structure, we are not necessarily here to evolve. We're not necessarily here to continue the process. It's more about continuing, in my opinion, continuing the process inwardly, where we are realizing and remembering who we really are, and that everything in the external can be and is an illusion that keeps us trapped and locked into something where we are not experiencing what we're really after, right? And so when we feel that we have everything, we then need nothing, right? And we feel good, we feel whole, we feel complete. So I just want you to imagine for a moment that you have everything that you want and desire. Really feel it. Really feel like you've been having everything that you want and desire for many years now, and it's just normal to you. You know, you have the life that you want, you're traveling, you got the relationships that you want, you have the money that you want. You don't have to think about anything. You're settled, you're done. You don't even have to work. Imagine you have everything that you want right now. All the states that you want, states of confidence, feeling alive, feeling joy, feeling blissful, feeling grounded, feeling centered, feeling connected to yourself and others in the world around you, connected to nature. Imagine you had all of this right now. What else would you need? What else would you want? What else would you desire? Even contributing to other people, even giving and sharing. At some point, you don't need anything, right? And in that position, we are now whole and complete. We now feel whole and complete. But guess what? You just generated that emotion and that state yourself, just by using your mind, just by imagining it. Okay. And that shows you, maybe on a 3D level, that everything is you, right? That if you can think it, you can feel it. And if you can feel it, you have it. And if you have it, it's done. And from that point, it's like you take action from a space of knowing that you are whole and complete where you're at. And when you operate from whole and complete, you start to manifest situations and circumstances that is whole and complete. The reality, the money, the success that you want. And so we have to realize that a lot of our suffering comes from objectivity, through focusing on the external world, focusing on trying to gain or get something outside of ourselves, trying to change something within ourselves, rather than resting into all of who we already are, realizing that we are everything that we see and experience on the external world. And that person that has the car or the money, or you're scrolling through Instagram, or that life is better than this life, and all this stuff, is us not connected with who we really are. And the funny thing is, if you can just imagine the whole world experiencing being whole and complete, do you think we would have challenges in the world the way that we have? Do you think we'll be dominating countries and having war and all this kind of stuff? No, right? And so for me, it's not about evolution and trying to make progress as human beings. It's about undoing all of this conditioning and realizing that actually we are going in the wrong direction. I don't know if you've seen the film Ready Player One, but it is a part of the movie in Ready Player One where they're in a race and they're trying to win this race and nobody can seem to win this race. And then one of the guys figures out you don't win the race by going forward, you win the race by going backwards. And this is the key that we need to understand, is that the world's telling us to go out there, right, rather than going in here. And I know there's no difference between in here and out there, but you understand what I mean when I say that actually it's just more of a realization and a remembering that we are whole where we stand right now. Okay, so I created a newsletter where I share with you daily emails on practicing presence and coming back to this state of being whole and complete, so that you can move through reality, move through your world in this way, so that you can basically not only manifest, but access higher levels of consciousness, even though higher levels of consciousness don't actually exist too, right? And experience the joy, the love, the peace, states of enlightenment, and approaching life and success through that energy, rather than the energy of lack and that I'm missing something and there's something wrong with me. I'll see you in the newsletter. Peace.